Morals and Money, baby. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, baby. Respect, love.
Loyalty, passion, sanctified, hunger, all that good shit, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.
Yeah. Balenciaga, don't do a Prada. CDC when I'm out in Nevada. Like Boo, like Dolce Gabbana. Fuck niggas, stay away from that shit. Gucci belt got a Glock on my hip. Invested in stock, I'm lit. About to go with Jimmy, chew my bitch. Cop Kenzo for all my kids. Like niggas say hating the shit. Tell niggas get off my dick. I'm steady be playing the shit.
Gang, add the Instagram. You feel me?
Man, bro, I'm really trying to get that shit right. Nigga, you crazy.
Don't play around. Add that Morals and Money because we not playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Be back with some more good content, Morals and Money.
Back with another one.
Man, I just want to appreciate the little bit of love we've been getting. The love and support y'all showing on Instagram, man. That shit is top of the line. I know you jacking it.
Yes.
I know you
yes,
jacking
Lord.
it.
You know I am.
And as time is just going on, we just going to keep creating new things to put out there to y'all. Excuse me, let me get comfortable real quick, y'all. We're just going to keep creating new things to put out there for y'all. Y'all could go check out that Content Creator Masterclass and the Podcasters class. Click the link in the bio. I know you got some shit to
Please
let them know.
do. If you want to learn about podcasting, if you want to learn about multimedia, if you want to learn about how social media is developing new things right now.
Yeah, how it works, the constructs and everything.
Bro gonna teach all that. That's what we're trying to do. Like we said, each one teach one. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, and the best part about it too, not the podcaster joint, but the Content Creator Masterclass is free. So all you gotta do is click the link in the bio. It's right there in the link tree. You leave your number and you could leave your email, and I'll shoot the Zoom link to you. We're gonna be doing that every Saturday. But more or less though, I wanted to go into this one because you actually mentioned this a lot. You always talk about, you always say it, whatever the case may be, but whatever karma is, you know, life is all about cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the things you do have an impact on the world that's way deeper than what we think.
Right. I don't want to cut you off.
Nah, you good.
Nah, I was just gonna say we don't even be understanding that our actions be affecting our close ones, the people near us, or it may affect the future. We don't take account of our day-to-day actions. So,
and it's all truth, because I know it's people out there right now that love their family members but really don't know how to show the correct love, and little do they know it creates a bad karma environment. But I'm not even gonna go too deep right now. I got a question for you, bro, because you can actually answer it. But what is karma to you?
Well, some people don't believe in the word karma. Some people do. I believe in it because I feel like the energy that you put into the world, you receive back. And for me, I'm always going to give analogies when it comes to biblical things, or I'm always going to give analogies to things that I like, which is sports and music. So, in a biblical analogy of karma is when you are in the world and you sinning, you're not gonna get the blessings that you think that you want or you think that you should receive, right? The Bible says, if you ever read it or if you ever heard of this, it says an eye for an eye, right? And that isn't always that you should redeem yourself and get back, right? If somebody did you wrong, but it says if somebody did you wrong, then you take that and you pray for them, right? And God will handle them. Yah will handle them, and that will be their karma because they did wrong to you. Now it may not come when you think it comes. It can come however it be.
20 years later, 30 years later.
20 years later, 30 years later, it could come however, right? But that is just what happened to them because the negative thing that they put out in the world and they did to you. So that's why I say I could believe in karma, because the good that I put out into the world, I receive in some type of blessing. I may not understand where it came from, but I know that I did something that God said, all right, I can sprinkle a little happiness in his life right now.
And you know, it's a great breakdown, bro, because everybody think karma is like eye for an eye, or like if you walking by a homeless person, you give him $1, later down in your life, you get $1. Like, that's what people think karma is. But like you just said, little do they know, karma goes way deeper. And I took my time out to actually learn not all 12. Like, I ain't get in tune with all 12. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm probably like into 3 right now. But the one law of focus specifically, I got into myself, and we're going to go into that. But karma is basically the act of you doing something that causes a chain reaction that may change people's lives that you don't even know. So, like, for example, let's just say you got the person who go rob the grocery store for probably the most expensive product in the grocery store. His karma is not that he's gonna get robbed. His karma is that his bad karma is the fact that he just stole from a grocery store the most expensive product that the owner has to sell to be able to feed his family. So the chain reaction now is that the owner cannot feed his family because he can't sell his most expensive product. You know, it's off the shelves, and unfortunately he won't be able to make that money back because the product is gone. And then that sets off another chain reaction, because if he can't feed his family, then the little ones can't eat.
Right.
And if the little ones can't eat, they can't progress.
And then his business could
fumble.
could close.
And the other bad side to that, I'm happy you mentioned that, is that when you have a business, you're producing part of the economy. So if your business closed down, then what are you to the economy? And the bad karma sitting on the person's conscience that stole from the first place, they won't even think that deep. They just think, oh, let me be careful, or I know this might come back to haunt me, this, that, and the third. But in reality, if you knew the chain reaction that you just set off, it will really come back to haunt you.
It's a domino effect.
And I had to really take my time to learn that, bro, because of the things that I've done in my life. And sometimes I be thinking about now, like, damn, like, why I should be going a certain way, or why certain things be happening. And I have to really think about it, like, bro, you did some things that probably changed people's lives in a negative way, and you have to bite the bullet.
Right.
You know? It's beautiful that you said that, though.
Yeah, because like we said, it may not happen instantly, right? But like you saying right now, things are going in a route, and you wondering, why is this happening? Why is this door closing? Why am I not getting an answer back from a job? Or why am I losing money? Or why am I just stressed out right now? It's because you did something to somebody else that changed their trajectory of their future. Now the trajectory of your future is getting changed.
It's like a time machine. Like, you know how they say with time machines, and I don't mean to cut you off, my bad, bro.
Nah.
But in a time machine, you know how you go back in time, and then they say be careful what you do in the past because it alters the future. It's like a time machine. Karma is like a time machine.
What's that video game you told me that they go back and
Body butter season. It is here and is among us, because right now it's 46 degrees outside. So what happens during the summer, I want to use body oil because it's nice and thin and it's light, and it soaks into your skin nice and easy, and it's great for the warmer seasons. However, when you get into the colder months like fall, winter comes around, especially if you're up in the Northeast or in Chicago, wherever, you're going to want to use something more thick, like our shea butter or our body butters. These are a fan favorite. It comes in different scents and different varieties. It is going to lock into your skin. It's using saturated oils plus beeswax to actually lock it into your skin and to retain that moisture your entire day. No water, no alcohol, no fragrances. Just 100% natural ingredients. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Contact at garnersgarden.com. Thank you.
time, and it kind of alters the future. You said you played it before.
Assassin's Creed.
That right
Assassin's
there.
Creed.
It's crazy that in that video game they saying that, and you can't go back in time, but it's like people wish they could go back in time so they could change the future. Right? But if you could just fix your actions right now, current time, present day, then your future would be brightened.
And
because you're already making the prepared steps.
Yeah, you proper preparation.
The 5 P's, 4 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you doing those things, then you won't. Sometimes you're gonna trip, but you won't fall too far, and you gonna know how to get yourself back up and scrape the. You feel me? Wipe the dust off.
And you want to hear the ironic part with it too, bro? This is why it's important that we teach kids that they are the future. Because if we teach them that they are the future, then everything that they know now, they're gonna put into action, so that they know that they can be the change we want to see in the future.
That's a fact. I feel like that goes into what you said of the law of focus.
Yes, it does. 100%. You nailed it. And it's a brighter side to it too, bro. Because it's like, say you the person who walked past a homeless person and you gave him $50. All right, boom, you give him a 50. Your good karma is not that you gonna get 50 beans. Your good karma is that you gave him 50. Now, whatever that homeless person's decide to do with it, let's just say it's positive. He go buy food, or he got kids somewhere, whatever. He buy, everybody eat. Not only is he able to put food on the table now, but he's helping another producing business. So the 50 you just gave was put into the community, and now is able to circulate through the economy. So his kids can eat, the business owner can eat, you walk around with your good conscience, and somewhere down the line is just going to double back, and that's when it comes to get you.
Right.
You know?
It's just going to double back, and God going to say, oh, let me sprinkle some happiness on you. Let me sprinkle some happiness on you.
Exactly. That's why I'm
Right?
like, it's fire
So
that
now
you said that.
you get that job that you was looking for, or you get that rental property that you wanted, or you get that house that you wanted, you get that car that you worked hard for. Because at the same time, you still got to work to get these blessings.
Yes, sir.
Without work, faith is dead.
And that all ties into the law of focus. So introducing that topic to the folks now, because we both looked into it, the law of focus is essentially you being able to channel your inner self and allowing that energy to project out into the world. So giving an example, people like to look at people who walk with their chest up or their head high as like they may be overly confident, but all they doing is just channeling their inner self.
Right.
You know, they're not letting nothing like disrupt the energy or the wavelength that they got going around them. And what I took the time out my day to actually go into it for you guys, and I created my own ideologies. I sent them to you, right? Nah, but we gonna go into it. And this is good because me and you both, bro, have a lot in common with the law of focus. And this is why I wanted to bring it to people, because it's something that me and you step with, but they don't really know too much about. And the first thing I wanted to introduce to y'all, like I just said, is...
Some people, wait, not to cut you off, some people be knowing things, we just don't know the name of it. A lot of
you
people
can't
don't
put a
know the
name to
name
it.
of things. Don't
Face
don't
it.
have,
Y'all, I don't want to interrupt the great content, but if you just wanted to grab you some quick drip, nice little sweatsuit, nice bag, whatever the case may be.
Cop
Or
that
even if
last breed, man. Stop playing, man. Stop playing with us, man.
You know what it is. We got the hats, socks, slides, sweatsuits. We even got some new hoodies dropping, man. Just check out my Instagram, KingWillow_Eminem, and follow that on Instagram, Last of a Flying Breed.
last of a fine breed.
Let's get it.
Have a title to things. You feel me? You may know something, but when you have a title to it and you put context to it, it adds way more value to it.
Nah, that's a fact though, bro, because, and to hold it off for a little, when you add, it's like a history, like how we talk about, when you add a timeline to the situation, it allows things to flow smoothly.
All right.
Or a
That's a
face to
fact.
the name, stuff
a
like
fact.
that.
That's a fact.
It allows everything to flow smoothly. So he just put y'all onto a real big one just now. Learn the name, and it'll help you understand the concept a little bit more. But more so, your mental atmosphere is the magnet of what you seek to become. How you feel about that one?
Say that again one more time.
Your mental atmosphere is the magnet of what you seek to become. This is law number 1 of law of focus.
Your mental atmosphere. You got to break that down, because, you feel me? Your mental atmosphere is not even just your brain capacity. It's the company you keep, in my mind, right? It's the expressions, your thoughts become your words, and your words become your actions. So your mental atmosphere is everything that you digesting, right?
Yes, sir.
Everything that you watch, you look at, you read, that is your mental. Everybody that you talk to, that goes into your mental atmosphere. So if that is disruptive, if that's negative, then all you gonna think is negative things. That's my assumption right now. That's my interpretation of that.
It's like a radio frequency, bro. Like, if you, let's just say we driving, right? And we go in the tunnel, what happens to the radio?
Shit gets staticky.
And the tunnel is what, and like rhetorically speaking, yeah, it shut off. And rhetorically speaking,
Depending
the
on what
tunnel
tunnel you want.
the tunnel is that dome being placed over your mental atmosphere, and you are the radio. You are shining before you go under the tunnel, but it's so dark and it's so closed and so shut and so captivated that you're not even allowed to shine. You know, your mental atmosphere can't embrace what's around, like the stars or the city lights, whatever it is. In our case, I say the city lights for us because we're New Yorkers. But in other circumstances, it's like, all right, having a strong mental atmosphere ties into having strong mental fortitude.
Definitely.
You being able to create your own peace within yourself, or being able to shape your own reality and stuff like that. You know.
I got a question for you though, and I know younger people will ask us, even though we probably just a couple years older than them. And older people would look at us like, how do we have an answer for them? How do we have an answer, period?
Which they don't listen.
How do people gain this mental fortitude that we talking about? How do people gain a mental atmosphere that is conducive for them?
Well, to answer your question, bro, is all trial and error. And that's why I say me and you have a lot in common with the law of focus, because even till this very day, it's trial and error. Till this very day, you got to make so many mistakes in your life to where you just stop and think like, damn, like, how much more can I fuck up? You got to ask yourself that question. It's realistic. Like, the other day, I'm like, the thingy where my Cadillac converter is, it cracked under my car. And then I'm thinking like, wow, like the thingy a little rusty, so maybe hitting a specific bump, it probably happened. But at the end of the day, I can't blame it on the bump. I gotta blame it on myself. Watch where you driving, nigga. Right. You know your car old. You know you gotta take care of it. You know that this is what you paid for. This is what you got right now. Be more cautious. Moral of the story. Just be more cautious. Like, be aware and just understand that, you know, shit ain't a game no more.
Cause and effect. Like, and it's funny too, because you used to tell me all the time when we was little that I have to watch the crowd at the company I keep, or that I shouldn't be a follower, or that I have to make better decisions and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, even the action of doing that created a cause and effect environment, because had we not have conversations like that, we probably wouldn't be here today doing this. Right.
You know?
That's a fact.
And that's real shit.
I was only saying that because somebody else was telling me. You feel me?
Cause and effect.
And then at the same time, I feel like I grew up with like, not, I don't want to say a super conscious, but a conscience that was like, just like one of those
overthinker.
Overthinker on the negative though. What's negative gonna happen to me? You know ever seen in a cartoon back in the day when an angel and a devil would pop up on your shoulder?
Yo, they had that in Emperor's New Groove. That's funny when we were talking about it.
Facts. That's a fact. I remember that in that Disney movie. But I used to feel like that back in the day, right? And I used to feel like in the moment I'm listening to the devil on my left shoulder, but then once I felt like the danger was gonna lead me to getting locked up, and then I would, like, on some weird shit, I would picture or hear my mother crying. I would just then look like on some, then start listening to the angel, like, yo, and then probably tap you like, yo, bro, we gotta chill, like, you feel me? Like, I ain't gonna lie, we gotta, you feel me, take it easy.
Well, having a conscience, though, little do you know, bro, is a part of having a strong mental fortitude. Because this is the thing about conscience, and people think it's some sucker shit to have a conscience or to get that stomach feeling, but in reality, that's your inner self having the strength to communicate with you from the outer body experience. Like, it's telling you something is wrong. Like, case in point, bro, we at work the other day, and I ate that slice of pizza. You see me eating the pizza, right? And I'm like, all right, I know that I'm not supposed to be eating this, but this is a quick pickup. Ate the pizza, and now I'm feeling it. Like, my stomach is communicating with me like, you shouldn't have ate that pizza. You get what I'm saying? And it's just sending signals. Like, it's funny how the stomach, the heart, and the brain work. It works all as one. And having a strong mental atmosphere, it allows your brain, your heart, and your stomach to communicate in a way where they speak to each other, and
Word.
then that speaks to you.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to think somebody when I used to hear older people say that, or like people that are more in tune with the health. When people say that, I used to think they was talking some bullshit.
No,
But it's really
it's
a
real
fact.
holistic though.
It's a
That's
fact,
some
though.
spiritual shit. I ain't even going front, and I picked up on it because it's like I see that when I'm doing these things, I'm seeing what's happening to me, and this is like years ago before I even got into it. But second one in this is funny how we talk about food, because whatever you focus on feeds into your pot, your thoughts in a nutshell. If you're focused on the spiritual connection with yourself through the Almighty, heart, mind, and soul, you will be free of anger and greed. And that is my breakdown, because we've been getting in tune with Yah, getting in tune with the Almighty.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
a fact.
and I
That's a
was just on
fact.
some like, all right,
And that's funny because the last part of what you just said of not having so much greed or
anger.
anger, that made me think of my mom's, right? And how she when she get mad, she always be like, all right, one, she gotta ask God for forgiveness, and then she really realized like, all right, it's not like I gotta calm myself down, you feel me? And then she gotta realize like it's not the person, right? But it's the spirit in the atmosphere that's trying to take me to a level that I shouldn't go to.
Yes, sir.
And that right there be like that's when she know that her spiritual bond leads her to where it keeps her at peace. And no people like that's where you have to get to where you could be at peace. You at a level where, listen, nothing can really take you to where you shouldn't go. It shouldn't take you out of character.
Can't be a crash dummy.
Can't be a crash dummy.
Can't be a crash dummy.
That's a big fact.
And I made that post on Instagram too. I said that basically, I didn't include this part, but I just said like, it's the key to overcoming adversity. And there's not so much of not like staying out the way or anything like that, or just having strong mental, but that connection with the Almighty, that connection with Yah, that is important. It's important that you figure out yourself, like you said in the episode one of our first episodes, you finding your passion, you finding yourself, the self-love and all of that stuff. It's important to have that connection, because when you get in tune with the Almighty, that's when you start getting those messages.
Definitely.
He starts sending, or he or she or whatever higher entity is up there, start sending them messages through that frequency that you can only hear outside of the cave, outside of the shell. You get what I'm saying? And it's crazy, bro, because who I was telling about this, I forgot who I was talking to, but we was talking about the projects and why they shape it in squares, right?
Oh, yeah, we was walking past we was walking past like 3 projects, and we were saying like why the projects are similar but different at the same time.
Yes.
The buildings are all big, or we all got about 16 to 30 floors, but they look different.
Yeah. But you know what the craziest part is, what is like, as far as having that connection with Yah, is the reason why we can't develop that strong connection as a community is because we're stuck inside this box. They build it in shapes of squares, a square block radius, square buildings, square windows. They keeping you inside that square, inside that cave, that when you go in that tunnel, the radio frequency shuts off. So you can't have that connection with Yah. Because like how you and Dell told me about the trips, or just stepping outside of that comfort zone in general. Because your comfort zone could be anything. Your comfort zone could be a specific spot. And if you just change that spot, you step outside that box.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
Also, but like we saying though, your mental atmosphere gotta be better and conducive to a better way of living, right?
True.
So
True. Like you can't step out if you got a bad mental.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to hit on. You could step out, but if your mental isn't growing, like if you don't have a growth mindset, and it's not
Fixed
trying to
mindset.
be a fixed mindset, then when you go to different atmospheres, when you go to different areas out your comfort zone, then you get to see things differently from a different lens, and you actually digest what's going on, and you want to do things. You want to do things differently, right? You want that to be like we want that to be our lives, right? We want people to understand that this can happen without any type of entertainment, without any type of sports, without. This can happen with your mind.
Mental.
This can happen with your
mental.
talent of speaking your story, right? You could become an author, right? You could do a lot of different things. So when you think differently and you have a better mental atmosphere, then it's better to have those dreams and aspirations. But if not, then you always gonna be in the box. You always gonna have the trench baby attitude.
Because you got people who
And
want to be
it's
ball
not-
players.
It's
and
not bad to remember where you come from, because at the end of the day, once I get to the millions that I touch, and God willing billions, right? I'm still gonna remember where I come from, the Bronx. That's never gonna change. But at the end of the day, my mother always said, you live in a neighborhood. You don't have to be of the neighborhood. So that right there was trying to develop my mental fortitude of understanding you may live here, but you don't have to be a product of your environment. So,
and it's good to step, like you said, it's good to step in the name of love where you come from, like in your community. Like, we move and groove the way we do because of where we from.
exactly.
You can't move like this nowhere else.
I love the
They
Bronx.
could try it. They could try to duplicate it. They could try to replicate it. A New Yorker is probably the best thing to be.
And me personally,
You know,
I love
so-
the Bronx.
And there's
People
not-
gonna say it's dirty. I love the Bronx.
I
man.
don't like it. I don't like it.
It made me who I am.
But the Bronx, yes, the environment definitely created some soldiers, and by y'all's blessing, we were able to receive the message and learn how to stay out the way. And you know what's crazier, bro? I feel like the other day, I just had a epiphany. When I was creating that registration page or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? It's amazing being able to do what we're doing right now, because it's giving people the opportunity to see that we're not all the same. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people out here, they live for the money. They want the money hungry, and money does make the world go wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Fetty. I love me some Green. But at the end of the day,
that's a fact.
it's deeper. Like, it's the impact. It's how many people's lives can you change? Because if you ask me, the world we didn't go through a catastrophe and all of those things, the big flood. We didn't go through all of that for no reason. They didn't separate the land and flood the earth for no reason. Like, none of these things that happened in this world that we know about till this very day prior in history, none of that stuff happened for a reason. So find something worth dying for.
Preaching right now.
Like,
Preaching.
find something worth dying for. It's important. And I don't want to
for
go
real,
too
though.
deep into that, because
real, though.
we got some more fire coming.
Don't crash out and don't die for nothing, man.
Can't be no crash dummy, man. And you're gonna like this next one too, right? Are we creating God in the eyes of a human, or are we supposed to be elevating ourselves to a godlike image? Now, I took this specific note down because, and you know what? I'm gonna be careful with how I approach this, because I know it's probably gonna be some religious people that's gonna watch this. But at the end of the day, there's Yah and there's no one else above. So if they can recreate godlike images, then so can we. And I'm not talking from a paganistic perspective, but I'm talking from an elevation perspective. Elevating yourself to where you glow as if you were a god, to where people see you, like 19 Keys say, people look up to you. People see you and they think like, okay, this is somebody I could follow. Because everybody follows God, right? Nobody follows Yah, but everybody follows God, right? What's your take on that?
That's a perspective. I wouldn't necessarily disagree, but the other part you said, the other part in it is like a godlike image.
Godlike image, not a god per se.
Right. And I guess that really ties in kind of what you're saying. Kind of. So that's why I say I wouldn't necessarily disagree, right? Because Yah is no one's topping him. No one's topping Elohim. No one's topping Yahshua HaMashiach, right? So to make yourself like a God-like image, you don't need, for me, you don't want to put yourself too high, because we ain't never gonna fly. We never gonna touch the sky, right? We ain't never gonna make the stars. So, but for a God-like image, you want to hold yourself to a standard, and that's where this morals and money come to play. You want to hold yourself to a standard, and in Yah's image, right, and what he made us, you want to hold yourself to the standard. You want to follow the laws to your best ability. You want to follow the laws that you can, honestly, and you want to follow the laws to his liking, because if not, it is what it is, to be honest. So in that token, it's like, me personally, and that's why I keep saying kings, we gonna be kings and queens, because we can't create the stars and the moon and none of that. No man created that. So it's a God-like image because he created us, right? And you have to walk in faith, walk in belief, and walk in the works of doing service, because that's what we here for. That's what he put us on this earth for, to serve him and to serve yourself of providing to others, not just providing yourself in monetary means. So, and the monetary means is to get yourself to that stature and still upholding the laws. So if you can't do those things, it's hard. It is hard. Don't get me wrong, it is hard. But if you can't do those things, it's like, you feel me? Because we all fall short. You feel me? We all sin, but he will forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I learned, and that's what I'm gonna keep learning. That's what I keep learning. He will forgive you, but I'm a like, you feel me? Like, I don't disagree. It's a God-like image. You feel me? So, feel me? But kings and queens, in my perspective.
So you know where I want to angle you at real quick? You said one thing, right? And I just want you to think about it.
So body butter season. It is here and is among us, because right now it's 46 degrees outside. So what happens during the summer, I want to use body oil because it's nice and thin and it's light, and it soaks into your skin nice and easy, and it's great for the warmer seasons. However, when you get into the colder months, like fall, winter comes around, especially if you're up in the Northeast or in Chicago, wherever, you're going to want to use something more thick, like our shea butter or our body butters. These are a fan favorite. It comes in different scents and different varieties. It is going to lock into your skin. It's using saturated oils plus beeswax to actually lock it into your skin and to retain that moisture your entire day. No water, no alcohol, no fragrances. Just 100% natural ingredients. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Contact at garnersgarden.com. Thank you.
Hope y'all love those commercials, man.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out Garner's Garden. Get some of that great hair care, skincare products, man.
You know we official with it, man.
Make sure y'all go grab that.
You see my waves always spinning.
Come on, man. And y'all go also go click the link in the bio, like I said in the beginning of the episode, to sign up for our master classes, man. Don't forget, it's free. Invest in yourself for free.
Yeah.
More so though, bro. We didn't create the stars and the moon or the sun or the solar system. We didn't make none of that. But there's a saying, well, before I even get into that, we are made of the same molecules and the same DNA or structure or genetics that's in the solar system. We are the Earth. Everything that's on the Earth is made up of what's in the solar system. Mm-hmm. And then second to that, there's a saying that they say in elementary school that stuck with me, and that we've been hearing it throughout our whole life, but it's shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. And that's the equivalent of saying elevate yourself to a godlike image, because if Yah is the person who created that, and you can shoot for the moon and land amongst the stars and receive that information or receive the message from the Most High, then that's basically telling you to always stay focused, you know, always have tunnel vision, always shoot for what you want, gravitate to your goals, like speak things into existence, use mental fortitude, like create a positive mental atmosphere so that wherever you go, whatever you do, you're able to manifest what you got going on, or what you want to become true, or what you want your life to be. Your perception of what it is, you make it your reality.
That's a great interpretation, and I want all y'all to take that for y'all. right? But see, like we mentioned, having a great spiritual bond, a lot of people don't have a great spiritual bond when they trying to aim for the stars and then or aim for the moon and but land on the stars, right? So there's a scripture that I'm gonna say real quick, and I'm gonna try to read it for y'all. It's 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9 through 12, and I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'm just gonna read a little bit, right? It says, but those who desire to be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into foolish and harmful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Right? That's 9.
Andrew Tate said something like that not too long ago.
And then I'm gonna just read 12. But you, O man of God, flee these things and pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, patience, gentleness. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, to which you were also called, and have fessed the good confession in the presence of many witnesses. So the first part is if you don't have a spiritual bond, a strong spiritual bond, and a real strong mental fortitude, when you get some money, you're going to fall into temptation. That's how I interpreted that. That's my perception of
legit.
Verse 9.
That's it.
But verse 12, if you are following the laws, if you're following Yah, if you have a strong bond and you're moving righteously, you're moving with what it said, with patience and love and faith and godliness. Now everybody think they move with godliness because they wear white. No, that's not how you move with godliness.
Isn't there like some history behind that to where it's like kind of like negative, like you wearing white? Like I don't know, like I just feel like you see nuns in black and white and all of that.
I don't know where you know? the stigma, the reputation came from, the stereotype. I don't know. I just figured they got it from being Catholic, and the Pope wears white when he come out and speak to everybody. That's probably what the assumption that I took from it. But I'm just saying, from that verse alone, I just feel like my interpretation was, when you fall into money and you don't have a strong bond with God, with a strong bond with Yah, with Yahweh, Yahshua, then you're going to fall in temptation. We are all human beings. We all fall into temptation of lust, right? And lust can be the opposite sex, but lust of the money, lust of greed, like we said. So to stay focused, you got to understand that greed may take a hold, and you can't let it. You can't get too greedy. It's like being at the Las Vegas casino table, and you winning, and you won 5,000, and now you bet the whole 5,000.
And there's
You
really
being
people
greedy.
that do that too. That's the crazy part.
You being greedy. Me personally, once I won the 5,000, if I feel like I'm gonna keep betting, I'm gonna bet 1,200. If I lost the 1,200, I'm leaving. No funny, because now I'm tight that I just lost the 1,200 because I just won the 1,200. It don't matter what I just came in with it. And people could be like, oh, scared money don't make no money. That's cool. I just made bread.
Nah, that's a bad risk though, because you take what you get. You never overstep your boundaries.
I just made bread.
You never overstep your boundaries.
So that's just my interpretation of, you feel me? You could feel like you godlike, because then that godlike, you going, as a human being, you gonna get that could get to your mental atmosphere and corrupt it. And that's how people get corrupted with power. They let the power get to their head because they're not even listening to the spiritual faith that they had, because it wasn't strong in the first place.
And you know, Mike Rashid was actually talking about this, and he spoke about it in the growth mindset versus fixed mindset. But he was actually saying that power is more important than money, because the things you could do with power, you could change people's lives with power. You know, you can't change no one's life with money. You can, but it all depends on how open you are. Or if you're greedy, then you're not going to have no money to give or no money to share. And it's so funny, because when he's saying that, it connected so much to karma to me, because it's like, all right, even if you're the type of person to be greedy for money, like if all you want is money, then at the end of the day, you're not going to get it. Like when you're greedy for it, when you're asking for it, it's not gonna come.
Exactly.
And when you connect the karma aspect to it, is that those who are greedy, even when you do get some money, you lose it.
Exactly.
You don't lose it just by like losing $1, or like he said, you getting 5,000 and you betting the 5,000.
You spend it too quick.
Yeah, that greed, like he said, it corrupts your mindset. You fall in love with the materialistic things, and the materialistic things have no value. They don't hold no value. When you fall in love with the things that, let's just say, for example, if you do get money and you fall in love with something, fall in love with the things that produce assets or that create opportunities for other people, that open doors, and you get your good karma like that. You set a chain reaction off of the community, and then you got that good conscience, and then at the end of the day, you got your back end still coming in your pockets. You know what I'm saying?
Big fact.
That's the best part about entrepreneurship, bro. I believe that y'all put everybody on this earth to chase their dreams, and it connects so much with Native Americans, because you couldn't really tell a Native American how to live. You couldn't tell indigenous folks how to live. It was their way or Yahweh. My way or the Yahweh, straight up. They was going just like that. The food coming from the ground. We taking care of the world. We taking care of our communities with the crops. We nurturing, and we using nature and nurture to raise our kids. We taking them out into the wild. We teaching them how to hunt. They're teaching them how to be progressive. You get what I'm saying? So progression, that goes into it too. You know, and it's not so much like the godlike image won't screw your head up. That's why I connected it to it. It can, but if you, like you said, if you got that spiritual connection with Yah, you have that spiritual connection with yourself, then you will use the godlike image to enlighten other people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all about being genuine, and that's what I tell people all the time. When you are genuine and it comes from within, like on some pure, like you don't have no bad intentions, you didn't have no ill malice, and people can say, oh, I didn't have no intentions. No, but you kind of did subconsciously. You wanted something out of this situation. So when you looking for something that can benefit you, then you want something. Like, that's your intention. Subconsciously, people really don't be understanding that. When you just do something just because you wanted to do it, then that's like, oh, that was genuine. And then it's like, okay, that is good karma, because now somebody else may just do something for you, and you may least expect it coming from them. You may think you never even spoke to this person. It could be a stranger, and they just happen to do something for you. That be happening sometimes to me. Like,
Boy,
I didn't have, matter of fact, let me tell y'all this great story. Brother. Let me tell y'all how one day during the pandemic, basically, it was during 2021, one of my coworkers, right? And I was working in the DOE. He was a substitute teacher, right? And all of the kids would always make fun of him because he had the strong African accent, right? But me and him, we started talking. Me and him noticed that we had a bond, right? And our bond was on the spiritual side. So he started telling me, like, yeah, I'm from this country, and I'm from this side where they still believe in certain things of Hebrews and Israelites and things like that. And I'm like, wow, really? And this is when I'm learning more about certain things of Christ and of Yahweh, right? So we talking about that, and then one day he just came and he was like, he gave me this envelope, and on the envelope it had John 3:13 on it, and I'm like, what's this? He like, God told me to bless you. But he was doing this for everybody in the building, mind you. This man, like I said, is a substitute teacher, and he would wear the same suit every other day, right? He basically had two suits, one white and one silver. He'll wear the suit. Matter of fact, he'll wear the white suit basically all week, and then wear the silver suit all next week. So it was kind of funny to me too, because I'm like, you really don't have it that you keep wearing the same suit all the time. But at the same time, like, I'm not judging, because I don't care. So, but he gave me the envelope, and then I'm like, you feel me? I'm looking like, what's this? He like, nah, God told me to bless you. I'm like, nah, I gotta give you something. He like, nah. When you bless somebody, you don't look to get it back. You feel me? I'm blessing you because God told me to bless you. And I'm like, nah, I can't even take this from you. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what's in the envelope. He like, nah, take it.
It would have been disrespectful for you to say no.
So right. So then that's how I start taking it too. Like when I tell people I don't want to take things, people be like, so I don't want to seem disrespectful, like you trying to give me something, and I'm like, all right. Because me personally, I don't always take something just because you trying to give it to me. That's just me. That, I guess that could be like a pride issue, but it is what it is, right? So I end up taking it anyway, and then I open an envelope. Why in the envelope was $100? I'm like, yo, bro, what's this? He like, God told me to bless you. I'm like, what the world?
Hey, my man, listen, man.
I'm like, nah, I gotta give you something back. I gotta give you something back. He like, don't worry about it.
You wasn't supposed to. You wasn't supposed to.
I'm like,
some gifts aren't meant to be returned, if that makes sense.
I'm like, what the world?
Like, think about that, bro. Like, the next time somebody do that for you, or the next time you do it for somebody else, just think, like, some gifts aren't meant to be returned. It could be something physical. It could be something spiritual, something emotional. Like, you develop a connection with somebody, or they give you some game, or give you $100, bro. Whatever it is, the gift is meant to be given, not meant to be exchanged. Because when you think of it like, all right, somebody gave me something, I got to give it back. It's like you saying like, all right, I got to keep up with whatever they just did. Like, nah, bro, let the gift be the gift. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I be having to learn that though. Like, cause you know I be telling you like, nah, bro, you ain't got to give me none.
Nah, just let the gift be the gift, bro.
You feel me? You ain't got to do that. You can keep that. It's just me.
And nah, but and like,
I don't take a lot of things. I don't care about receiving gifts sometimes. You feel me? Because at the same time, like you saying, I think to myself, I gotta now reciprocate that, because I always feel like things should always be reciprocated. That's how love is shown. It's an action word. So,
but you
showing me this love, so I definitely got to show it back in the same token of fashion.
You have your gift though.
You know what I'm saying? You
have your gift. Your gift is life. Your gift is being able to walk and being able to put that envelope in your hands. You got the gift to live, to experience such a positive, such a helpful, such a great moment of interaction between a person who's normally ridiculed in the community versus a person who is accepted in the community. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's like the exchange will work the same way if a Caucasian person give it to a colored person. Like, you like, oh, you know, we got a stigma on y'all. You know, y'all don't get down like this, but you just did that. Like, that's fire. That's, you get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It's like, all right, it's a stigma on certain people where that helps us remove the stigma, and that is what makes us one. I don't remember if you remember me telling you a long time ago though, but what brings man together is the fact that we're all humans. You know, and when everybody get that down packed, it is like there's no room for greed or anger.
That's a fact.
But anyway, right, we're gonna go into the next two. These are the last two for y'all. Self-love is finding a direction you need to take to make changes in your life. So you did an episode on self-love previously before, so how do you feel about that? This is my interpretation of the law of focus. So
you already know self-love is definitely important. I had some self-love just earlier from the barbershop. Feeling real
I'm
good,
crying,
you know, looking
I'm
real
crying.
good, you know.
Looking stupid.
You know how that go. But nah, definitely, you know, taking care of yourself, having a space where you could just unwind, be yourself, even if you got to talk to yourself. You feel me? I talk to myself all the time. I take a walk. People ask me why I walk all the time. It's because I'll probably be talking to myself.
Well, be honest with you, bro.
I'm getting my thoughts together.
Talking to yourself is better than
arranging
that. So
my thoughts for the week, the year, the day, everything. The next 5 seconds, my mind is just going. So, you feel me? Having a good mental atmosphere. You feel me? Just people sage, people use the Palo Santo. You feel me? Those are things that are conducive for their self-love and peace in their life. So all of that is important. It's definitely important.
You know, and the dopest part about it too, like he said, for the barbershop, and like how we had with Glow Above and Below, she said it, that those are places where self-love is like, they stand on that, because you having conversations, you interacting with people in there, all the while you getting your hair cut, you getting your wax, or you getting your hair done. You know you about to look good once you get about the chair. The conversations may be funny, it may be interesting, they might just be watching basketball. All of that plays into self-love. Why? Because it's creating a healthy mental atmosphere for you. You can talk about stuff or think about stuff in a barbershop that you probably can't have a regular conversation with people in the street.
Word.
Before we went to Houston and Clive was cutting my hair, out of nowhere, he just started going into the whole red pill, blue pill, men, woman thing, this, that, and the third. And I don't want to get too deep into that, but it's just so crazy that he mentioned that stuff, because that's a part of what people what people are into nowadays. And we was able to have a healthy conversation surrounding around it. So it made the haircut quicker. The environment was better for me. I gave him a tip, like all of that stuff.
Funny, I gave my man a tip today, and I never gave a barber a tip, bro.
They deserve it.
I never gave a barber a tip.
When you get out that chair, just look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look. You give a waiter a tip, right? A waiter don't do half of what the barber does for you in your life, bro. The waiter is taking money from you. That barber helping you make money. Like, you putting $20 to make $100.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
right.
20, 30, whoever. Some people pay $100 for their haircuts, which is crazy now, but
nah, that's crazy. But
it's the world we live in, right? Inflation is high. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that next week in the Psychology of Money episode. Better yet, though. The last one, right, is stop complaining. This is the last law within the law of focus. And I mentioned this one too because in growth and fixed mindset, it taught me that somebody with a growth mindset takes bad situations and pulls the positives out of everything. Like, you know how we used to talk, like, with the whole Kanye situation, we'd be talking about it, and I'm like, bro, like, he's saying some bogus ass shit right now, I ain't gonna lie. But instead of listening to the clown stuff he's saying, try to pull some positives out of it.
Nah, you definitely used to say that.
Pull the positives out of it.
And me personally, like, I done came to a point where I'm really trying to change how I look at things, right? Because for myself, like I already just said, I would think of things on the pessimistic side, right? A negative thing gonna happen to me. A negative thing can happen, period, right? But at the same time, something positive can be taken out. There's always a pro and a con to a situation.
Always.
So look more to the positive side of the situation. And people say the grass is greener on the side. It may be true. It may not. You may not know.
You got to find out. It's literally like an investigation. That's why cops conduct or law enforcement or people, scientists, they do surveys, or they create hypotheses, and they do field studies and stuff, because you never know. You got to be able to pull what good information you can out of anything. And with the growth mindset, you could turn any situation, any given situation that's bad, into a positive. And then with the fixed mindset, that's usually the person that's like, let's say, for example, you got an entire bad week, like something happened to you every day of the week, all 7 days. The person with the fixed mindset is going to complain about that 7-day tragedy for the next 6 months. The next 6 months, bro. The person with the growth mindset is going to take that 7 days and have a better 24, a better year.
Right.
They not going to let that small setback affect the big impact that they got ready to,
right,
like a wrecking ball. You get what I'm saying? So.
That goes back to having a strong mental fortitude, right? So, like bro just said, the person that is having a bad day, a bad week, they're letting their attitude affect their whole mental. So now the next week is probably even bad. They're projecting negative energy onto other people. They're displaying attitudes to where people didn't give them an attitude, and now you're putting more stress on your life if you didn't realize that, right? Because your attitude is affecting your conversation, your tone of voice, your vibration, your facial expressions. So now people don't want to deal with you, and now something that you wanted may not happen because your disposition is wrong, your attitude is wrong. So it's a domino effect, and you not even realizing it. So you got to sit back and realize, okay, let me understand that my facial expressions, my tone of voice, my attitude, it doesn't have to do with the people that I'm talking to. It doesn't have to deal with nobody outside my own personal life. It doesn't have to deal with nobody outside the mirror that I'm looking at. So I need to look in the mirror, check myself, and realize I need to talk to people with respect, and I can still be mad about what just happened, but realize that I need to not take it out on everybody else that I'm running in contact with.
And if you need space, take your space.
Take your space.
Take your space. That's the smartest thing to do. It's funny that you just mentioned that too, bro, because I remember back when I was little, you know, when I used to get tight, I was punching something.
Mm-hmm.
I was punching the wall. My dumb ass, I punched the window. I done punched so many things in my life that I know for sure I might have arthritis when I get older. But that's my fault because I'm the one punching the walls and shit. But it just taught me, like, yo, no funny, like, you got to deal with your problems in a better way, bro. Like, you got to deal with your stuff in a way to where it doesn't affect you physically, emotionally, or mentally, because going down that road, that's what creates those I don't want to say mental disorders, but people with anger issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't check that shit at the gate, it's going to be something that travels with you for the rest of your life. And I thought about that as I got older, like, and I'll be looking at my wrist sometimes when I punch the window, and I just be like, damn, like, if I could rewind back to that, I would, to stop myself. But I'm actually happy it happened, because now I know how far I could take it if I get upset.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm upset, I have to literally just,
Yeah.
like, ISO.
Right.
ISO, like, all right, everybody just back up. Just leave me alone for a little.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And not complaining about it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Because complaining, at the end of the day, complaining, like I said, is just adding more stress to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I complain a little bit, but I feel like I complain for like a good hour and
bro,
then try to let it go.
You don't complain. There's people who, like I said, 7 days of bad shit, and you gonna hear that shit for the next 8 months, bro. Like I said, so you don't complain.
But
continue.
I'm saying though, because we all got, you feel me? We all get mad and we all be thinking about the stuff that just happened. We all, and me personally, I be like you just said, you may have I have a blowout. You feel me? I be having a blow up. You feel me? I done had to calm myself down from trying to punch something too. So it's like we gotta realize, like, all right, bring it down, because then you may have a blow up in a whole situation and then end up in a jail cell.
Fixed mindset.
So, you feel me? It's like
fixed mindset.
one situation in that 5 second, 10-second window could end up in a 10-year
jail bed.
So it's like I always be thinking about that sometimes. So it's like I gotta gain more patience as I grow up every day. Mm-hmm. It's not an every year thing because you change your age. It's an everyday thing.
Everyday thing, like you just said. And it's crazy too, because I've also heard this philosophy somewhere too. I won't say the natives, but there was a time where people before us, who came before us, they didn't count their age, because they didn't believe that they were aging every year. They believed that they aged every day.
I met a coworker that told me that. I don't know how old he is. I asked him how old he is. He said he really don't even know, because he gonna lie to me. And he said he don't have a real birth certificate. I said, so how did you become a teacher?
I'm crying. Wait, he said no birth certificate though.
Bro,
That's
he
crazy.
said in Africa, the country that he came from, the tribe that he came from, they didn't have birth certificates. So I guess they had to make a birth certificate when he came to America for him.
Right.
I'm like, what?
Well, that makes sense though.
I'm like, nah, you not serious, bro. I'm like, you not serious. You're not serious, bro. He probably about no funny. He probably about 60. If you still a student at FDA, you probably know who I'm talking about. But he said he doesn't have like a real birth certificate. His mother don't have like a real birth certificate. I said, what?
So
Crazy. So that's you mentioned that happens in different places.
yeah, a dude like him can't even count years. He has to count every day, every minute, every time that clock tick. That's how he's aging.
That's crazy.
But it's beautiful though, because it's a growth mindset, because people don't understand how much you could change in 24 hours. People don't understand how much differences you can make within yourself in 24 hours. Yes, it takes 30 days to break a habit. 30 days to break a habit, but at the end of the day, it takes 24 hours, to take action. And even less than that. It takes an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's all based off you. Do you want to grow?
Yeah.
Do you want to have a growth mindset, or do you want to have a fixed mindset?
For real, it's really all up to you. We can't make you do nothing. We not trying to convince you to do nothing. We just talking. You feel me? And we not talking shit, but we just talking facts sometimes. You feel me? We having a conversation because
Dropping
we
bombs,
trying to
baby.
build. You understand? We trying to build our own brand. We want you to build a brand. We want you to understand that you don't need nobody's help that don't want to help you, right? Everything should be genuine. And if you don't want to do it, you want to be lazy and sit on the couch, then do that.
They got a commercial for niggas like that.
I
We said it
brought that up.
before.
You feel me? I
Yeah.
brought that
We said
up.
it
I don't know
before.
if they still play that commercial because I don't be seeing it. I don't
Sitting
be
on the
watching
couch,
TV.
think about
I don't
life.
be watching TV on those channels, but I'm just saying, if you want to do that, you can do that. Just understand that you're going to be one of those slouches. You not going to be one of the niggas that get the baddies. You going to be looking on the gram at the niggas that get the baddies, and niggas just going to be clowning you. Niggas, you going to be the nigga from 50 Cent video. You
Candy
feel me?
shop.
Yeah.
Window
He
shopper.
had it in the back in the
And
day.
window
you feel me?
shopper, sorry.
You had it back in the day in high school, man. What happened to you? You feel me? We ain't one of those. We ain't trying to be what happened to you.
And you know, there's funny about that too, because growth fixed mindset, law of focus, and mental fortitude, if you practice those three ideologies, it'll turn you into a fucking monster, bro. Like, y'all don't understand the power that we possess as colored people from this land. Like, and that's why I said at some point we're gonna have a conversation about this too. We're gonna have a very educational episode for you guys, where we're gonna talk about some history, origins of the world. As this is just how I see it, is all allegedly, as far as right now, is all alleged information. But just to give out some gems for you guys, and just so we can all understand that these concepts that we bring into y'all, all of this stuff is biblical. All of this stuff was written.
For real.
It was written. It was written for me and Cash to be here to drop these gems.
For real.
It was written for us to, at some point in our life, to get this wake-up call, to become messengers, to pass on the word, to pass on all these different things so that everybody can grow. Because it ain't about just one or two people. Like, it take a village, real spill.
Yes.
It take a village. And unfortunately, we don't got enough villages. But morals and money, it's the start.
It's the start, you heard. It's going to get bigger. We want y'all to keep tuning in, keep liking, keep commenting, keep subscribing. Feel me? Keep showing the love, please, because we love it.
And stay in tune for that Psychology of Money episode, because it's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on with the banking system. It's a lot going on with the leaders of these three asshole countries.
What? It's something every year.
Now, right now, it's every day. It's something new every day.
But no funny.
Something new every day.
You know how what's my man Uncle Murder do the wrap up?
The wrap up.
Yo, bro, for real, we thought we was gonna have World War III last year.
It's looking more like it.
Oh my God.
And World War III is not going to be something that's, you know what? Not even going to do that to y'all. Like I said, we got that episode coming for y'all next week. Just stay in tune and make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.
Smoking backwoods.